What if the greatest, most terrifying flood in human history wasn't a myth? What if it was a real, cataclysmic event that wiped an entire civilization off the map in a matter of months? And what if, deep beneath the calm, dark surface of the Black Sea, the proof has been waiting for us all along? For most of history, the Black Sea was just another body of water on the map, a hub for trade, a backdrop for empires. But in the 1990s, two scientists from Columbia University, William Ryan and Walter Pittman, proposed a theory so radical it bordered on science fiction. They suggested that the Black Sea wasn't always the vast, saltwater sea we know today. They believed that around 7,500 years ago, it was a much smaller, isolated freshwater lake sitting hundreds of feet below sea level. Its shores were home to a thriving Neolithic people. Farmers, builders, a lost world, a world that was about to be erased. The theory was debated for years until another legendary explorer entered the story. Robert Ballard, the very man who found the wreck of the Titanic, decided to take his deep-sea submersibles to the Black Sea to find the truth. His mission was simple: find the ancient, freshwater shoreline. Deep beneath the current saltwater sea, his team scanned the depths. Days turned into weeks, and then they found it. Over 400 feet below the surface, sonar began to paint an impossible picture. A perfectly preserved coastline with ancient sand dunes and river valleys carved into the seafloor. They had found the edge of the lost world, but they were about to find something even more astonishing. As they explored this ancient shoreline, their screens lit up with an anomaly, a structure. It was about 12 feet by 45 feet, made of wattle and daub, a primitive building material. The distinct rectangular shapes, the cut wooden beams, the scattered stone tools. These were the unmistakable signs of human hands. They had discovered a 7,000-year-old human settlement preserved in the oxygen-free dead zone of the Black Sea. It was the first hard proof that a lost civilization had once thrived on the shores of this ancient lake. A civilization that had no idea what was coming. So what happened? According to the Black Sea Deluge Theory, at the end of the last ice age, melting glaciers caused the Mediterranean Sea to rise dramatically. Eventually, the salt water breached the thin strip of land at the Bosphorus Strait in modern-day Turkey. This was not a gentle rise in sea level. It was a cataclysm. A wall of seawater thundering through the valley with the force of 200 Niagara Falls. Every single day, for possibly months on end, 10 cubic miles of salt water poured into the freshwater lake. The lake level rose by 6 inches every day. The people living on the shoreline would have seen the horizon coming for them. They were forced to flee, abandoning their homes, their farms, their entire world to the rising flood. It was an apocalypse, and here is where science touches myth. A catastrophic flood that wiped out the known world. A story of survival passed down for generations. Does that sound familiar? Scholars have long wondered about the origin of the great flood myths that appear in hundreds of cultures across the globe, from the Epic of Gilgamesh to the story of Noah's Ark. These stories were always dismissed as legends. But could this single, terrifying, and very real event in the Black Sea be the source? Could the refugees, scattered across Europe and Asia, have carried this traumatic memory with them? A memory that would be woven into the fabric of our oldest legends? The story of a world drowned. Now, to be fair, the theory is not without its critics. Some geologists argue the transition was much more gradual, happening over centuries. The evidence found by Ballard is compelling, but the seafloor is a difficult and mysterious place to read. The debate within the scientific community continues. But the structures are there, the ancient shoreline is there, and the water continues to hide a story that we are only just beginning to piece together. We are a species with amnesia. Our written history only goes back a few thousand years. But humanity is so much older. What other worlds, what other civilizations lie buried beneath the waves or the sand, forgotten by time? The Black Sea holds its secrets close. It is a vast underwater graveyard that serves as a chilling reminder that entire worlds can vanish, and the line between myth and reality is often blurrier than we think. A final, powerful shot of light from a submersible piercing the dark water, illuminating a barely visible, ancient-looking shape before fading to black. What do you believe? Was this the Great Flood of legend? Or simply a geological event, its story twisted over time? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoy journeying to the edge of the known world to uncover what lies beyond, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss where we're going next.